Good morning, friends. Today we will start Unit 4 Work Measurement. This work measurement is also called as a time study. Work measurement is essential for both planning and control of the operation. Nextly, we will see its definition. This work measurement is defined by the British Standard Institution as application of techniques designed to establish the time for qualified worker to carry out specified job at defined level of performance. Now next thing related to this work measurement, we will study its objectives. Through this work measurement technique we can compare the alternative methods of the manufacturing. Next we can go for manpower requirement planning. Again we can have planning and control of the activity which are routinely performed on the shop floor. Realistic costing of the manufacturing we can find out through this work measurement technique. Financial incentive scheme to the employees as well as laborers can be laid down through this work measurement technique. Again, in a fixing of delivery date of the goods to the customers, work measurement plays a vital role. Cost reduction and cost control of the job is only possible through this work measurement technique. Next, we can identify the standard workers. Through this work measurement technique, we can identify the skill of worker as well as we can identify the standard workers. At the same time, through the work measurement, we can give training to the new employees. Next thing is techniques of the work measurement. Now, most of the time, this work measurement is applicable to the repetitive type of jobs. Repetitive type of job means which are repetitive in the nature and those are having a small duration of the operation. Means material handling in the food industry, that is a repetitive job, and non-repetitive means construction type of work or maintenance situation on the shop floor. These are the non-repetitive type of jobs, and this work measurement is mostly applicable to the repetitive type of work. Now next thing is related with the applications. Here we can evaluate the performance of the worker and we can measure its output in terms of standard performance. Again we can estimate the man, material and machinery requirement. Through this work measurement technique we can estimate and we can have the control over the cost. Again available capacity of the shop floor we can judge, as well as workforce and machinery we can find out for the particular application by studying of this work measurement. Here we can compare the different methods of carrying out the activities for the economic comparison. Again we can establish the wage incentive scheme. These are the application of the work measurement. Now next thing is basic procedure, means how this work measurement or time study is carried out. That is the basic procedure for it. Here stopwatch time is the basic technique for determining the time study. They are economical for repetitive type of work. Now first step is select the work to be studied. Select the work or job to be studied. That is the first step in the work measurement. Next is obtain and record all the information available about the job, the operator and the working conditions likely to affect the time study work. Now next thing is examine. Here we have to break down the operation into elements, and each element is a distinct part of the specified activity composed of one or more fundamental motions selected for convenience of observation and timing. Means here a major activity we have to break down into finite elements, and time required to complete each element we have to make its a total, that is called as a examine. Next part is measure. Here we have to measure the time by means of a stopwatch technique or electronic meter also we can take to measure the time required to complete the operation for a particular operator. Either continuous method or snackback method of timing could be used. At the time of access of the operator's effective speed of work relative to the observed work concept of the normal speed. This is called as a performance rating. Means here we have to go for performance rating of the operator. Next, we have to add suitable allowance to compensate for fatigue, personal need, contingency, etc. to give a standard time for each element. At the end, we have to compute allowed time for entire job by adding element standard times considering frequency of occurrence of the each element. Here we have to go for detailed job description by the method for which the standard time is established. Again, after establishing of the standard time, we have to test and review the standard time wherever necessary, and we have to take the corrective action in the future. Now we will revise the steps in a time study. First is select. In the select, we have to select job or the process to be timed. Second, obtain and record. Here we have to obtain and record all the details regarding the method, operator and the working condition. Third step is define. Here we have to break down the bigger job into smaller elements convenient which are convenient for the timing. Next step, fourth step is measure. Here time duration for each element is accessed and the rating is given, that comes under the measure. Now extend. Here we have to extend observed time into normal time. Now normal time, how we can calculate the normal time? Observed time into rating divided by 100. Observed time into rating divided by 100, that is the extent. Next is determined. Here relaxation and personal allowance or the fatigue allowance, contingency allowance, all these allowances we have to add, and we have to lastly compute the standard time for the operation for the job or the completion of the activity on the shop floor, that is the compute. And here henceforth we have to take we have to carry out the corrective actions whether the standard time is followed by the worker or not. Now next part is related with the basic procedure. We have studied techniques of the work measurement. Now here four techniques are there for the work measurement. First is time study. Now time study means it is a work measurement technique for recording the time and rates of working for the elements of a specified job carried out under a specified condition, and for analyzing the data so as to determine the time necessary for carrying out the job at a defined level of performance. This time study technique is also called as a stopwatch method. Here in the second chapter we have studied digital timer or electronic meter we can use for this time study technique. Now next technique of this time study is a synthetic data. Synthetic data means ready-made data which is a previously recorded. Now this is also work measurement technique. This is used to calculate the time required for the job or parts of a job at defined level of performance by totaling element times obtained previously from the studied on other job containing the elements concerned, or the synthetic data. Synthetic data means it is a ready-made data which is previously recorded, and that previous job and the newer job is having the same content. That's why we can get the ready-made data, that is called as a synthetic data or a standard data method which is previously recorded. Now next time study technique is a work sampling. Here we have to go for sampling of the various works which are doing on the shop floor. It is also a technique of the time study in which a large number of observations are to be made over a period of time of group of one or group of machine processes or the workers. Means work sampling can be carried out of one or group of machine processes or workers. Each observation records what is happening at that instant, and percentage of observations recorded for a particular activity or delay is a measure of percentage of time during which activity delay occurs. In this work sampling technique we can use to calculate the delay which is occurring during the performance of the activity or during completion of the operation. This is called as a work sampling. This is done for one or group of worker, one or group of processes, or one or group of machines. Now last technique, fourth technique of the time study, this is called as a predetermined motion time study, that is PMTS. This is also work measurement technique whereby time established for basic human motions are used to build up the time for a job at defined level of performance. Now here we are calculating the predetermined motion time study, means it is related with the motions of the operator which are likely to occur while performing the operation, and that motions we have to calculate in terms of a minute, or in terms of time we have to measure that motions, and that motions we have to combine to form this technique. Here the most commonly used predetermined motion time study technique is a methods time measurement. Now next thing is related this time study. We have seen again how we can select the job for the time study, whether new job or activity is coming on the shop floor that can be taken for the time study. Again, an operation appears to be bottleneck, means what? If that particular operation is having a solution to many problems, at that time we have to go for its a time study. Again, here if we want to set a standard time so that we can introduce incentive scheme in the industry, before that we have to go for its a time study. If all of a sudden change in material or method of working happens in the industry, we have to go for its a time study. Again, if we are receiving complaints from the worker about setting up the standard time for a particular operation, then we have to go for its a time study. This is the selection criteria for the time study. Now again related to that, if excessive idle time of the machine or extremely low output of the machine is coming on a daily basis inside the industry, so that it is harmful to make the profit, at that time we have to go for the time study. Again, if you want to compare the efficiency of two methods or two workers or the two machines, we can go for a time study. If we have to make any kind of preliminary investigation for the method study, we have to go for its time study. If particular job is taking excessive cost inside the industry, we have to go for its time study. Now how we can select the worker for the time study? The selection of worker for time study is very important factor in the success of the study, because the worker is the center point of the time study, and the worker must be well trained. He must have a proficiency on that particular machine, or he must have the experience how to operate that machine. If more than one person are performing the same operation, then select properly trained worker. Qualities inside the worker: the worker on which time study should be conducted must have necessary skill for the job, have a sufficient experience with the given method or on the given machine on the job. Again, be an average worker as regards its speed of working. Be temperamentally suited for the study, means it's a mindset must be suited for the time study technique. Have knowledge about the purpose of the study, how we are carrying out this time study technique, that worker must have its knowledge. All these are the prerequisite required during the or before the time study. Here we can see some of the devices which are used for the time study measurement or time measurement. That is, first is the stopwatch technique. In the second chapter also we have seen that times stopwatch technique. It is used for the measurement of the time. Next is timing device. This is electronic meter. This is also used to calculate the time required for particular operation or to complete the particular activity on the shop floor. Now we have seen this synthetic data or standard data method. It is ready-made data we are receiving from the previous recorded techniques, which we can use for the newer method, as newer method is having the same content as a previous methods. Now related to the next bit, that is performance rating and allowances, we will see in the next lecture.